make it a better place. It'll take creation.
Hi everybody, this is Tina with Loving Life's Little Blessings, and welcome to my video today, you guys. I have a really special project to share with you guys. This video is for the Autism Matters blog hop. So April is Autism Awareness Month, and last year I participated in it and we did some memory keeping for it, and it was really fun. I'll go ahead and link that video in a card right up here if you want to check it out. But this year we decided to get together and do something memory keeping related and share with all of you. So you're going to want to make sure you go to my coordinating blog post by just clicking up here where all this crazy light is happening. You can click right up there. It'll take you to my coordinating blog post, or down below in the YouTube description, and that is how you're going to find everybody else's post to hop to. So we have some really great people participating in this. So our desire in doing this blog hop, I'm just going to do this real quick and get it out of the way for you guys before we dive into the creative part, is to raise money for autism awareness. So there is a link on my website where you can donate to Autism Awareness Foundation. It will have all the details on there, and we really appreciate any donations that come in. I donate to my local Autism Awareness Foundation here in my own community because we have a daughter, Violet, who is autistic. And while we haven't had to, or we haven't needed to, or we haven't reached out to that part of our community to get involved, we will be this coming summer, hopefully getting involved with some things. I feel like I really want to donate to them locally because it's what I would be participating in. So there's a lot of information over on my website about that, and we just want to say we thank you for watching our videos, reading our blog posts, and becoming more aware of autism. So I wanted to do this layout for Violet. She has been diagnosed with autism for a little over a year. I think it's been almost a year and a half. And she started school this year, so she started kindergarten. She was 6 when she started kindergarten, so she started late, and we were I was very terrified for her to start school, and I really didn't know how it was going to go, or if we were going to make it through, or all of those things. It was just a very fearful thing for us to do with Violet, and she has done amazing. We could not have asked for a better school year. She has a wonderful kindergarten teacher, and the school that we are in is amazing. They've worked with us. She has done really well adapting to the environment. She's doing great in school. She's doing amazing. So the story behind this is every year our school does the 7 habits of healthy kids, and it's based on the Stephen Covey book, 7 habits of most effective people. I don't know, I've read it and it's that book, but they do it based on kids. So it's like putting first things first, all of those things. They do, and then each of the students that get an award each quarter, they get a certificate, and they get to go up stage and have it, and they hold it, and everybody, claps for them. So Kayla got one of these at the beginning of the year, and she said to me after she had gotten hers, she said, "I hope that one day Violet will be able to get one of those awards." And I said to her, "I do too. I hope that will happen for Violet." I said, "But you know that Violet really struggles." And I said, "I don't know that she will get one, this year. It may take a couple years," or, I just had that conversation with Kayla. And she said, "Well, I really hope that she does. I just really want to see her get one." And I thought it was very sweet that Kayla, would say that or think that about Violet. So when Violet got an award, we got the letter that she was getting one, and so we went and we watched her, and I was so nervous for her to go up on stage because with autism, loud noises, clapping, that can affect their behavior. They cannot like it. It can be overwhelming for them. And I really didn't know how she would react having to go up and do that. And she did amazing. So these are photos from that day when she got her award. And they're kind of blurry because I was crying when I was trying to take the photo. I got a couple good ones, but there are definitely a couple that are blurry. This one in particular is blurry, but I love it because that's her teacher right there. And she is so excited for Violet. And I just love that she is so invested in Violet and helping her and seeing her be successful. So I wanted to document this, and this will go right here. So it'll be right here, and it'll flip over, and it'll have the photos, and then there'll be this, and then there'll be this. So that's how the layout will look for March. And I also want to tell the story. I want to document what Kayla said about Violet. And then that day after the award, when I picked Kayla up and she came home, she said to me, I said, "Oh, were you so excited to see Violet up here?" And she said, "Mommy, I was sitting watching Violet and I got so excited for her. I almost started to cry. I was so happy for her." And I want Violet to know that later on when she's looking back at this. I want her to know how much her sister, because Kayla puts up with a lot from Violet and all of Violet's situations, and I want her to later realize how much Kayla loves her and is just rooting for her to be successful in life. So let's get started. I'm going to gather some supplies. I know that was a long entry, so I'm going to gather some supplies, and we are going to get started creating this little layout to go in Violet's album. So let's get started with this layout. This is going to go in this 8.5 by 11 page protector. That is the landscape way. So it'll flip over and it'll be this. So a perfect piece of cardstock will perfectly fit into that. You don't have to trim it down or anything, which I really like. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this without the rounded corners. And then because her layout for the month is using the blush core kit from Becky Higgins, I went ahead and just pulled out my blush core kit, and that's what I'm going to use to do the layout. So I have these two photos. And then I also have this, which is what her teacher wrote on the back of her award, that is why she got the award. So I wanted to include this because she says in here, she always knows what is going on, who was speaking, and what they were saying. If she doesn't, she does not hesitate to ask for clarification. So that is very much Violet's personality. She does not hesitate to tell you what's happening, tell you how she feels, tell you, ask what's going on. That's just very much her personality. And part of her autism traits is she's very matter of fact about everything. She'll just be like, "That's not what's happening," or "This isn't what's going on." And so I definitely wanted to include what her teacher said. And then the other thing that I found is I couldn't fit everything on here that I really wanted to. And so what I'm going to do is I'm also going to do a 6 by 12 small layout. So I'm just going to go right through this. I've already mounted my photos. And it's going to go something like this. And then I have 2 of these cards from the blush core kit, and I just thought that they'd be really easy to layer just like this. So we can just attach this. Out my tiny mat to be able to line everything up when I was putting this down. So I'm keeping it very simple. But then what I did is I went ahead and took a punch that I have. It's this tiny little flower punch. And I went ahead and punched that out, and I ran it through an embossing folder. It's just a little tiny heart embossing folder just to give it a little bit of texture. And then I thought I would go ahead and pop this up. And then this is from a framelit that we have. It's this little item right here. That's what Stampin' Up! Has. And I used those 2 items, and I'm just going to use a glue dot to attach this right in the middle. I felt like it needed a little something, and then what I'll do is I'll add some text here, or I'll type something out and add it, it'll be fine. So then I realized that I couldn't get everything in that I wanted, so I thought since it's going to open like this in the album, this would look really great if I could have something a little bit more on the other side. So I'm just taking a 6x12 page protector, and what I did is I took a piece of Melon Mambo, which is what coordinates with this side. This is Melon Mambo in basic black. So I took Melon Mambo over here, and then I'm just going to add a few other things. So her layout for this month, for the March layout, is in the blush kit, and I use this card. So I thought that I would just layer 2 cards like this, and I could do a little handwritten note to her. And then we have this photo right here, which I really wanted this photo of her holding her award in this little spread, but I could not figure out how to make it all work on that tiny layout. So I'll go ahead and do that. We'll layer this right here. And then to tie in that other page, I just took the Project Life card in this design. So you can see I used this design right here. I took another one of those cards and I punched out this flower. So that's a tip for you guys. Make your product work for you. So don't feel bad about cutting a Project Life card up or using a punch on it. Make that product work for you, and it'll be a lot easier. So we'll put that down there. I'm gonna go ahead and angle this, and this was a 4x6 card in that kit that I just cut down to 3x4. And then we'll go ahead and put the photo on there. And then on the back of this, I'm going to go ahead and write my note to her, and I'll type it out on my computer, but I'll write the note to her about what Kayla said and how proud we are of her and all of that, and that will be easier. I'll have more space, so I won't feel like I have to try to smash the whole story onto a 4x6, which will work out. So to tie in the flowers over there, I'm going to go ahead and add these flowers down here. Guys, I've zoomed in just a little bit so you guys can see some final touches of this. I added these tiny little flowers, and that is from that same framelit set. I'm gonna have a list of supplies on my website so you can check that out in case you're wanting to pick any of the items up that I've used. But now I'm just going to do a couple final touches. So I always love adding rhinestones. That will be perfect. I'll have photos on my website as well. You can see these up a little bit closer. You can pin those to Pinterest. On the back, I will have the journaling and the story. And then when it opens up, it will look like this. So this will be on this side. So over here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add a rhinestone here. And then what I'm going to do is take my clear Wink of Stella. Touch to this is going to be the rhinestones right in the middle of these flowers, so everything ties together. So after we do this, what I'm going to do is slide these into the page protector, put it in her album, and then I'm going to show you how everything looks layered up and all together so that you can see it. And then you can see up close, there's some shimmer on there. I even put glitter right on that sentiment right there. And then over here, same thing. So let's pop this into her album and then you can see exactly how it looks. All right, guys, I'm here to share with you the very last part of this, and this is just exactly how it looks in her album. And I have to tell you guys, I really love the way it came out. When I first put this into this page protector, I was a little bummed because her award happens to be a little bit larger than the 8.5 by 11, but it totally worked out because the back of that award is yellow, and then there's a little bit of yellow, which it's not really coming up. It's a lot lighter in person than it's coming up on camera, but that yellow and that yellow match pretty well. So I just centered that black piece of cardstock in the center of her award, and I went ahead and added some adhesive and attached it, and it came out perfect. So this is how it looks all layered together. And because I just coordinated the blush core kit with the month that I'm using, it came out really nice, and it looks really nice layered. It matches, you know, it coordinates together. And I love that this photo is the photo that's up here, and it kind of, the way this layers onto that photo, I just really love it. So then this is the next side. So when it's open, you can tell that these two go together. It's like an extension. So you can tell it goes together. And then when you flip it over, the journaling and the story will go here, which will be really nice because this photo's right here, and I'll talk about this photo. So it'll be really nice. It's really nice layering. And that's one of my favorite things about Project Life is the way these page protectors can layer together. So then this is the rest of the inserts for March. But you can tell then this is separate, you know, it starts a separate story or separate item. So I love the way it came out. I hope that you guys will go over to my website and go ahead and hop to the very next person in our lineup. The lineup is right there on my website, and you can check out all the memory keeping items that other people did. And I know that you will love it. And then I just want to say thank you guys for everything. A lot of you guys that have been following me and watching my videos for a long time, you have been here with me through the journey we've been on with Violet, and you've been so encouraging, and I'm so thankful. The best thing that you can do if you have a child with autism or you know somebody that does is to reach out, because feeling isolated and like you can't talk about it or nobody understands is the worst part of all of it. So that's why I love participating in these the month of April when we do this, because our goal is just to bring awareness to autism and the struggles that parents go through and kids go through, and not only the struggles, but then the really happy moments that we have as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll be back next week. Head over to my website and check out those other projects. Have a great day, you guys.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me to the very end of my video today. You can check out 2 other videos that I have for you. I have a set of cards that I put together. Right there is the first video, or you can check out some card organization that I put together a couple months ago. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a wonderful day.